Hey there guys, and welcome back. As you may have noticed in the title, today we're going to be talking about Doctor Who, specifically the Doctor Who Battles in Time card game. Now for anyone who doesn't know, Battles in Time was the first of quite a few TCGs that were released for Doctor Who following the show's revival in 2005. Now, as with a lot of trading card games that were released at the time, the way they released it was it came with a magazine. It was one of those once a week or once a fortnight subscriptions. You know, you got a magazine, you got a couple of boosters of cards, the magazine told you a bit about the cards, stuff like that. You could also buy extra packs in shops as well to help boost your collection. Now, Battles in Time ran for 5 full sets plus some bonus sets, and it was actually the first TCG that I started collecting once I got back into TCGs. I started collecting this before I started collecting Pokemon again, because I was pretty obsessed with Doctor Who at the time. So one other thing that they did was before they released the main set, they released what they called a test set. It was the same thing where you had the magazine, you had the packs, but it had a much shorter print run. There were only a few places around the country that you could actually buy the magazine. It was just a test the market, let's see how it's going to go, see if people will actually buy this. But this wasn't just a first edition printing of the set or anything like that. It was different. The test set only had the first 85 cards of what would become a 275 card set when the magazine was released nationwide. They also had, they had the numbering out of 85, it wasn't just that they didn't print the rest of them. There were also some other aesthetic changes, such as the lack of rarity symbols, stuff like that. Now, back then when I was collecting, I did manage to put together full sets of all of the regular release sets and all the special editions, but I was never quite able to finish the test set. I was missing 2 ultra rares and my Super Rose card, which was the ultimate tip-top lottery card of the set, 1 in 1,000 packs. The copy I had of that was in very bad condition. Now, over the years, I haven't been looking as hard as I could have been to try and really get these cards. I've been doing searches every now and then, but just nothing really popped up, and I wasn't going to great lengths to find them. But I was actually contacted by some people who saw that I did videos on Battles in Time in the past, and thanks to them, I have now been able to complete the Battles in Time test set. So let's take a look at it. So first of all, we're just going to run through the majority of the set really quickly. This is your commons, your uncommons, your rares, and the super rares, apart from 1 rare, which I'm going to show off separately in just a moment. But these I did manage to put together, I think, almost entirely from packs myself. I was able to pick up some test set packs. I think some of the super rares I'd had to buy singles for, because the packs were, I don't know anyone who's heard the discussion of weighing Pokemon packs, but you didn't even have to weigh these. Because of the nature of the ultra rares, as you'll see in a few moments, they're actually thick lenticular cards. You could just pick up the pack and feel if it had an ultra rare in it. So if you bought single packs from the secondary market anywhere other than just from a store, you were never getting an ultra rare in your pack. That's how it just remained for all of the sets. I think towards maybe the last set, they maybe started taking out some commons, so you got less commons if you got an ultra rare to make up for the thickness, but because of the fact that they're, thick plastic, you could still feel it. You could literally just pick it up and say, this has an ultra rare, this doesn't. Oh, it's trying to avoid any sort of glare on the sleeves here. I do need to actually get some really nice binders and get my Battles in Time stuff all set up. When I've done that, we'll maybe go through and look at all of the rest of the sets. I'm not actually done with Battles in Time just yet. I am missing 1 card that I know of. It is the Super Rose from the regular sets. Because they kept printing that with every set, it actually has 2 different versions with different copyright dates. So I will be looking to get that, and then maybe when I get that, we'll do a video on all of Battles in Time. But that one should be a lot easier to find than these ones that I've just picked up. I think that one's been pretty easily available. The only reason I never picked it up was because I was still missing these ones, and I was just thinking, oh, I'm gonna have to wait and get those, but now that it's the last one, we'll go for it. Alright, so we're coming to the end of these. And I said there was 1 rare that's not in this pack here. Oh, these are the These cards you need this is psychic paper. You have to, I don't know how this is going to show up on camera, but you have to hold the psychic paper over the card and it reveals a message. But yeah, that is not going to show up on camera very well. Anyway, so the rare that I didn't show in that pile that I want to talk about a little bit more, this is Captain Jack. Obviously, very popular character, fan favorite. This was one of the only cards within the set to receive a full overhaul in terms of design before the main set was released. So this is the card from the main set. As you can see, it has a rarity symbol. The collector number, if it will focus, is out of... It will not focus, but it's out of 275. It's 42 out of 275 rather than just 42 out of 85. But they fully gave it an overhaul. I'm not 100% sure why. It is just the only card in the set where they changed the image. It's a weird one. But anyway, let's go on to why we are here. So these ultra rares, the design, they are lenticular. If you tilt them, the design changes. So this is Dalek Buster. This is one of the two that I did pick up back when I was collecting. The other one that I had already picked up was Regeneration, which is the coolest one. It shows the 9th Doctor regenerating into the 10th. So obviously I think this is the chase of the ultra rares. This one is very, very cool. And so I was left needing 2 more. And as I say, thanks to some people contacting me, I have been able to pick those up. So this is Skin Suit, and this is the Slovene disguising themselves as human. And then the final one, we have the TARDIS. Focus in there. So the TARDIS disappears, comes in and out as you tilt the card. For some reason it's not doing it as well as the others did, but you can kind of see it there. Another very, very cool card. So that is it. That is a 100% complete regular test set. But as I mentioned, there is also the Super Rose, which is a 1 in every 1,000 pack card. And I mentioned I had one, but that it was in very, very rough condition. Well, thanks to those same people, I was able to pick up a much better Super Rose. So this is the test set Super Rose. It's Rose when she was possessed by the Bad Wolf entity. You can see the card has a golden back. Wow, it's just not focusing on that card at all. Very nice golden back. And the weird thing is, because I said, the main differences between the test set and the regular set are the lack of a rarity symbol. Well, the Super Rose never has a rarity symbol. And the change in number. Super Rose never has a number because it is just 1 in every 1,000 packs. So here's what we need to take a look at. So this is the Super Rose from the regular set. As you can see, still lenticular. Still has the nice solid gold back. That one is much more reflective though. So can you see the difference? It's that small symbol just above the effect. It is the traditional, yellow triangle warning symbol in the test set, and then has a nice circle with the lightning bolt through it for the main release. And it is that symbol change that hugely changes the value and the rarity of this card. Now, when I bought my original heavily damaged test set Super Rose, I did see another one sell that was in much, much better condition, but at the time I was working on a much more limited budget, which is why I had to settle for the damaged one. Since those initial 2 sales, I've seen probably 5 more total, if that. Obviously, there's this one I've just bought now. There was another one bought by one of the guys I was speaking to. And I think I saw one for sale somewhere in between 15 years. There may have been 1 or 2 more, but there are very, very limited numbers of this card. I'm really happy that I've been able to find a good condition one. I don't even know how to describe it. As I said, I was collecting this set before I was collecting Pokemon. If you saw recently, I talked about my Fossil 2000 set in Pokemon, which was a set that took me 7 years to complete. So this test set completely trumps that. I think I started actually collecting this around 2007. So we're in a 13-year gap. A 13-year gap between starting a set to finally being able to finish it. It's another huge thing checked off my list. Obviously, I will be going to grab the 2007 copyright date Super Rose from the main set. That's the only thing I think I'm missing from the entire Doctor Who Battles in Time release. Once I've done that, we'll show off the whole set of Battles in Time. And you know, then maybe we'll show off some more Doctor Who stuff, because there were other Doctor Who TCGs that I did look at that I did get into a bit. But Battles in Time was always my favourite. It was the most expansive by far. But I am just so hyped. I'm so happy that I've finally been able to do this. And hey, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed seeing a full complete set of the Doctor Who Battles in Time test set. It's not something you're going to see very often, and the Super Rose is definitely not something you're going to see very often. But hey, as always, please let me know in the comments what you thought. Do you like this? Have you ever collected Battles in Time before? Are you interested? You're now wanting to go and start looking at it? Just let me know what you thought, and let me know if you're interested in seeing some more of my Doctor Who cards, which I will definitely be making videos on, but at least let me know if you're hyped for it. And you know, of course, just another big thank you guys for always watching, for always supporting the channel, and I will see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching. Check out some more videos right here.
And don't forget to subscribe for more awesome content from DJ Gigabyte.
Gotta catch 'em all!